The pain is in your head. Is it really? So here's something interesting that I want to talk about. And it's something that I am often hearing from my subscribers and a lot of people who have shared their stories with me, is that when they've gone to see their doctor and they've complained about back pain or any pain that they have had, their doctor has told them that the pain is actually due to some sort of psychological issue, or that the pain is in their head, and that they have to, follow the treatment that they are prescribed in order to get better, or maybe they end up getting diagnosed with a psychological issue when really they don't have a psychological issue, and it was actually just created by the doctor themselves telling the individual that the pain is in their head. So here is a big rant and just a big issue that I often hear about, is the fact that doctors are saying this to patients with people with back pain, when really they don't have any psychological issue at all, and their pain is actually due to a physical cause or some sort of injury or maybe problem in their lower back. And it's just the doctor being incompetent in actually being able to treat their patient or their client. And this is often leads to the patient just ends up getting worse. Their pain gets worse, they end up in a worse position. Next thing you know, they end up with maybe a psychological problem like depression, because the doctor told them that the pain was in their head. Maybe they need surgery or end up having to get surgery because the treatment that they're doing just isn't working. And so I can only kind of speculate, but one of the reasons I think a lot of doctors that actually kind of have said this to patients is because they're fed up with maybe the patients themselves, because they're not getting better, or they just don't believe they're following the proper treatment, whether that's physical therapy or any sort of other treatment that they've been prescribed. And so they believe to maybe blame it on the patient themselves, and that they are kind of telling them that the pain is in their head, and that you're just kind of thinking about this all the time, and it's not really an actual physical issue, when that's far from the case. And when doctors do this, they're doing just a huge disservice to their clients or to their patients, because they're just putting them in a worse position. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that in this video today, because I know this has happened to a lot of people. And if you're someone that this has actually happened to, where you've had your doctor tell you the pain is in your head when it actually wasn't in your head, and rather it was due to a physical cause or some sort of maybe disease or injury you had, I'd love to hear about your story, because this happens to a lot of people, and it's just something that shouldn't be happening. And it's almost a crime, I would say, when a doctor is telling you that, because it's only going to start actually creating mental issues for the patient themselves when they don't have any mental issues or any issues kind of in that perspective to begin with, and rather they're just not getting the proper treatment from their doctor or from the therapist or clinician they're seeing. So I just wanted to talk about that in this video. Now this never happened to me personally. It's just I've heard this from a lot of my subscribers have been telling me this, that the doctors told them that the pain is in their head. It's in their head, you're not doing things properly, you're not following the proper treatment, and then they end up getting worse, and then just the whole process continues, and the next thing you know, more problems develop for the patient themselves. Anyways, the point being is that if there's a doctor out there that has told you this, and this is almost a crime in my opinion for them to actually do this, because they're just not competent in actually being able to treat you, and they're leaving you in a much worse position when you actually have some sort of mechanical issue or lower back issue or whatever kind of pain or injury you have going on. So that's it for this video, guys. Just wanted to address that and talk about that quickly, because it's a major issue, a major problem that I hear about today. Now, like I said, it never specifically happened to me, but I know it's happened to a lot of you out there that follow me or at least watch my videos. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I wish you guys all the best and a successful and productive day, and take care.